In 2024, a significant number of banks in China disappeared, which I'd like to discuss today. Let's begin by taking a look at this article. The title indicates that mergers among small and medium-sized banks have noticeably accelerated, with 200 banks vanishing in a single year. This number surpasses the total for the previous 3 years combined. To provide some context, in 2021, 67 banks disappeared, followed by 44 in 2022, and 78 in 2023. Though two-digit figures had been the norm annually, 2024 saw an unprecedented surge with nearly 200 banks disappearing, to be precise, 199. Articles often round this up to 200. These disappearing banks have some common characteristics. Most are small or medium-sized and primarily operate in rural areas. Economically underdeveloped rural regions, in particular, have been significantly affected. Even in rural China, barter systems have long been replaced by monetary transactions, with banks needed for purchasing fertilizers, farming equipment, and other necessities. While rural areas have historically hosted many financial institutions, the decline has been steady over recent years. So, what does it mean for a bank to disappear? There are various scenarios. For example, some banks, facing financial collapse, are absorbed by larger institutions under government pressure to avoid sudden bankruptcies. Since banks serve as critical social infrastructure, abrupt closures would cause widespread disruption. By late 2023, 357 banks were flagged as high-risk in official warnings, effectively red alerts. Publicizing such risks might seem counterintuitive, as it could prompt depositors to withdraw funds. However, many small banks attract customers by offering higher interest rates than larger banks. While high-risk, these banks appeal to those seeking higher returns. Additionally, China's deposit insurance guarantees protection up to 500,000 yen, yen 10 million. Though past incidents suggest uncertainty about timely payouts in actual bankruptcies, this insurance provides a degree of reassurance. In rural areas, some people have no choice but to use high-risk banks due to a lack of alternatives. Even so, the disappearance of banks often involves their being absorbed by larger ones, resulting in the loss of smaller local institutions. This consolidation aligns with government strategies to stabilize the financial sector by eliminating weaker entities. China's rural banking sector faces challenges such as limited profits and growing numbers of non-performing loans. Struggling banks often resort to mergers to avoid outright failure, reflecting a broader trend of financial consolidation in rural areas. These trends highlight deep economic disparities within China, where regional differences are stark. While wealthier urban areas continue to grow, rural regions are increasingly burdened by aging populations, diminishing economic activity, and declining demand for financial services. As young people migrate to cities for work, rural communities are left with predominantly elderly populations. This demographic shift weakens local economies and further reduces the viability of rural banking. Consequently, predictions of economic stagnation in these areas are materializing, as seen in the banking sector's contraction. Looking ahead, analyzing China's economic landscape requires recognizing the immense regional disparities. Rather than generalizing about China's economy, it's crucial to adopt a localized perspective, acknowledging how situations differ between urban and rural areas. This channel aims to provide more insights into these regional dynamics and will continue to share relevant information. That's all for today's discussion. See you in the next video.